Bom dia, good morning, and magandang umaga in the Philippines. Thought it's time I made another little quickie video about what I'm up to. The days, they just seem so, I don't know, like yesterday seems like about a week ago. It's really strange. Yesterday I went down to the sawmill and I got a load of wood, and the project for today is to get some of the floor in to create a sort of the original idea is to create a sort of tiny house within a house. And the reason for that is I need somewhere sheltered and warm, and that I'm capable of keeping warm, adequate for one person, just me, while I'm working here, if I'm back at all in the winter or early spring. So anyway, this is the site at the moment. There's my tent. It's a total wreck, a right mess all over the place, garbage all over the place. I'm going to have a good clean up today because the hope is that I will go inside. However, the kindness of people here knows no limits. There's a guy in the village who's allowed me to use his shed for storage or living in. So what I can do is I can go and put my tent up in his shed and stay there. But I don't really want to do that because this is my home, this is where I live, and this is where I want to live. And I want to make a success of this and get started living here, and not have to decant again from that place to here. I had a walk around the valley and I picked up some eucalyptus strips off the trees, which, can you see them? Yeah, they're very useful for lighting your fires. But even this morning, it took me a while to get that fire going because it's a bit damp. It was rather cold when I woke up. I woke up at 5 minutes to 6. Um, and I thought, I can't get to sleep, and I'm not going to get to sleep. It's not going to happen. Need a shave. What's happened is I'm what you call circadian locked because I'm not using artificial lights or anything like that. I'm just locked into the natural system, and I'm just sleeping. When it gets dark, I go to sleep, and when it gets light, I wake up again. So it's good, very good for your health. Still cannot locate anyone who will sell me some eucalyptus. So if there's anybody Portuguese watching this in the locality, please tell me, because I need some eucalyptus for my floors. Okay, so let's have a look inside the house. Here I have my little barbecue apparatus thing simmering away nicely. I've discovered that the best type of wood is to get something about the size of the core of a toilet roll, and it just burns nicely. If you get anything smaller than that, you get this terrific blast of fire and so on, but you have to be like stoking it all the time with twigs. I'm trying to be smaller, keep my fire smaller by having these little twiggy things, and it's actually turned out to be counterproductive. What I'm doing here is extremely dangerous, except it's not going to be extremely dangerous because I'm going to be extremely cautious. But I've got these planks of wood, which I'm in the process of laying across. Now, really, these things are about the thickness of scaffolding beams, so they will span that distance. And then on top of them, this thinner ones, I will run them that way, so that you stand on a thinner one, and the thinner one, its load is being taken by multiple of these scaffolding poles. So you might have a slightly springy floor, but it's going to be tremendously strong in terms of like one man walking around. And that will do for now. Now, these things could slip off, and then the whole damn thing could collapse. And I'm reminded of a situation in Israel where they're all dancing. And I think it's Jewish people and Jewish people and Greek people. They tend to have these dances where they all jump up and down together in synchronous motion, and that's like the worst thing for stressing out the structure. This cyclic behaviour. Well, they were all dancing up and down, and the whole floor collapsed, and they all went down. There's about 50 odd people or more. I can't remember. It was a terrible tragedy. And I just see this vision of me just not dancing or anything, but just gently moving around on this floor, and the whole damn thing collapses. So that's not going to happen because I'm not standing on it until it's over the top strong. These boards will come up again, and if I can get my eucalyptus trees, they will then be supported by them. The fat boards probably will not become part of the floor. The thinner boards, such as this one here, which I've been using as a seat, and the one supporting the tent there, they're perfectly adequate as floorboards. They are 1 inch thick, and that's an extremely thick floorboard. I had a person in the village, a new friend, has donated to me a whole load of wood out of his house, which he's stripping out, and it's 100 years old, beautifully seasoned. I might use that for furniture purposes. There are lots of thin lats there which I can probably cut up or split up and use for plaster and lath and stuff like that. I'll sort of design it around the materials that I have available. Oh yes, yesterday I bought a chisel, which you see lying on the floor there, and I have been having a bit more of a chisel of the house. So, I've chiseled this off, and it's looking good. So what I'm doing now is I rake the chisel along, and I feel a hollow bit. I chisel that bit off. I'm going for the low-lying fruit principle at the minute. I'm just trying to get this place looking a bit nicer, because it's, as we say in the Philippines, it's pangit. It is pug ugly. Sorry, house, but you are. But you're not going to be forever. So anyway, this is the wood. For all of this piling the stuff upstairs, I have paid out €81, which, if you think about it, that there board is costing me. That board cost me €5, and this is what you call stone pine. And I wondered why they called it stone pine, and whether it's true or not. uh, uh, I personally think it's because it's so goddamn hard. It's really, really hard pine wood. That the only thing I've experienced like it is southern yellow pine, which is supposed to be the hardest pine. But this is consistently hard throughout the wood, whereas the southern yellow pine has got hard bits and softer bits and so on. But this is consistently hard all the way through. And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, this is going to make a terrific bench, and you can get a bit megalomaniac with this and start buying the entire sawmill. You get idea after idea. So at the end of the month, I have a little bit more money, and I might go the whole hog and buy enough to do the entire floor. We'll see. Because it does have to dry, and having it down before I leave would be a good thing, and also it'll give me the scope to move around the floor whilst I'm fixing the roof, because I'm not going on that roof. There's a little sort of I don't know what it is, some kind of mill house or something like that. And there are other little properties down here which are just standing empty. And they've got slates which have slipped. So I thought, ooh, I'll just see how this goes. And I pushed the slates back and put them where they should be, restored them, so fixed them. And I thought, there's nothing to this. It's just a question of sliding it up. So if that's all there is to it, then that's that. So basically, I don't know. I really don't know. I could be done in a day up here, or it could take ages. I just don't know. It depends on all the manipulation, because I'm going to have to do it from inside. But we'll see. We'll see. And also, I'm going to run out of tiles, and I don't have anybody. There are millions of tiles in this village lying around all over, but these things belong to people. And So I kind of pick them up and just use them. But they're empty properties with piles of tiles lying outside, and I just, if I can locate the owners and buy some off them, then I'm sorted. We're talking a few pounds here, or a few euros in this country, to get that roof fixed, which is tremendous. Okay, so that's the thing. All this wood has to be carried up and put in there. Now, what I do when I buy this wood is I stick it out and I just lie it against this wall. It's mostly south facing, this wall, a little bit tilted off south, and it's really heavy because it's soaking wet. And I don't know exactly how much, but I notice when I carry it up the stairs after I've lain it here for a day, it's lost many kilos of water. But unfortunately, you get these cracks. There's nothing I can do about that. I could stack them properly and so on, and carry them up wet. But I decided to take out the initial part of the water here in the sunshine, and the rest of it is gonna dry over time inside, natural air drying. And then when I come back, I have to reset the floor because all the floor will have gaps all over the place. So upon the arrival of my new little family, uh, they will probably have me walk in the house and they'll have like pencil thick gaps in the floorboards. And whilst they're there, I'll have to be knocking them up and resetting the floor. So they're going to be living in a building site, but not a really bad building site, but it's going to be there are going to be jobs going on here for a long time, a long time. I have to make. I just don't see the feasibility of me making enough money to finance furniture for this place, or get the furniture, or where to go for the furniture, or anything. We're talking thousands here, and I haven't got that kind of money. So I'm going to have to build it all myself, which I love, but the house is going to look rather, don't know what you'd call it, ranchified. Some kind of a Colorado ranch. But, rich people live in these houses, and mine is just going to have a particular style. And that's that. So, little panoramic sweep around the valley. I'll go. So, I was thinking of going to church today, but as I don't have internet here, I can't find out what time the church is on. And I do not want to walk all the way through the village to find out when the church is on and then walk all the way back. So, but it would be very useful, that, because I'll meet a tremendous amount of people, and I will meet that person who's got the eucalyptus. I think I'll go. Okay, so nice cup of tea, some breakfast, and take a walk through and find out what time the church is on. So, Jesus be with you.